be back in Santa Rosa. It's warm, but I'm still gonna wear my gloves. I'm wearing my gloves. Good morning, everybody. Look who I got. It's my buddy. Where are we going? We going to the park? We going to the park? Me and Furley B, we're going to the park. We haven't been to the park in 7 weeks. 7 weeks he hasn't been to the park. Not this park anyway. You love your papa? You love your papa? Let's go to the park. He needs a haircut bad, but I ain't gonna give him one because he won't want me to leave him for a few days. Then after a few days, he'll probably be done with me. He'll be ready to get his haircut because it's like an all-day event when I drop him off over there. Anyway, I'm feeling much better today. I got the eye of the tiger back. I'm getting fired up. Look at this frostbite, it's going down, it's looking better. A level 2 frostbite, surfacey, you know, it just didn't get in deep because they all stayed pretty white looking. And I'm willing them to heal really, really fast. They said it's about a month, which that works because when I go down to Aconcagua, and by the way, I'm still going to Aconcagua. I was like, if I had to go down there, I'm so possessed to keep this thing rolling. Yeah, I just took some licks out there in the far north, in the high north. I don't know, whatever it's called. That's frickin' the cold north. And you know, took a couple of good licks, you know. But I'm ready to go again, man. And so I was like, I've been like studying my fingers and going, you know, I go, man, if I had to wear gloves the whole time I was down there so they wouldn't know that I had frostbite, I would do it and then climb the mountain. But it's like a month. I mean, I'm leaving in a week to head down there. And these are like healing up super fast because I'm willing it, man. We're all energy, you know, so I really believe that you can will it, and I'm willing it. I'm flat out willing this thing to heal up like super fast. And it is, and it you know, like I said, it wasn't a deep one. It wasn't like the last one I got on Denali where they all went black and all that and hurt like hell and you know, scared me. I had to go to 3 or 4 different doctors till I finally got one to say that, you know, because they all kept saying, you have to wait, you have to wait, you have to wait. And I will tell you, that's one of the reasons that you know, I knew when it started, when these things were hurting really bad, you know, that, you know, my race was over because, yeah, I know what it takes to, you get yourself, if you keep pushing and pushing and pushing with those, when your hands are in bad shape, you can possibly lose them at that point, you know, so, or your fingers, which isn't a good idea. So, anyway, I think I got them bad enough, bagged it at just the right moment at, what, 73 miles. I was out there like 27, 28 hours. And yeah, now I'm like, and they're healing. I'm telling you, they're healing up fast. And I'm going down to Aconcagua. I'm like possessed, man. I'm making that mountain. I'm going out and doing some little bit of training, kind of just like a half-hour walk today. I might do a little stretching, you know, just keep at it. But like I said, I think the thing I'm sharing with you, that this is the honest truth. I would do whatever it takes to go down there and climb that mountain, you know. I would not, if my fingers were really screwed up, because you got 2 more weeks. You got 2 weeks. 2 weeks till I get, you know, it's 2 weeks from where I got it, and then you got 2 weeks till you hit the snow. So that's a month. And that's what, when I've had this type of frostbite before, this more surfacey frostbite, you know, it was about a month. So if I had to go down there for 2 weeks and they never see my fingers because I had them in gloves, they go, who is that guy? He's like a modern day Michael Jackson with 2 gloves on all the time. I'm telling you, I would do it. Because I know these are on the men's, and they're gonna be they'll be looking real good by the time I hit any snow down there in Aconcagua. So anyway, but like I said, I think this hand looks really good. These things have, all the blisters have come down, and they just don't hurt. You know, I know what it was like when I had the real serious frostbite, and that was like, I mean, I had to take, you know, like Advil and stuff like all the time because it was like throbbing pain. So anyway, it's great to be home. Great to have my little dog. Got my my visuals up there. Got my Conor McGregor. Got my Everest. got my Denali. And don't kid yourself, man. When I was out there, I'll tell you, when this frostbite hit, and I was out there, and I knew I was screwed, right? You know, here I was like 6 miles from 73-mile mark, and I knew I was screwed. I knew it was like, you know, bad enough to put me out of the event with, you know, with still having like, I would still have like 67 miles to go, which is a long time to go if your hands are in, you know, if you're in danger of screwing your hands up worse. But yeah, and it was like you know, when I went in there, it was like I saw the first snowmobile guy, and I said, you know, I didn't say anything to him when I knew my hands were, you know, had frostbite on them, and then because I wasn't sure what I was going to do, and I wasn't sure how bad it was. But then when they started really, really hurting, I knew I had to. I knew I was going to have to, you know, stop, because, you know, my fingers were unfunctionable for that. They would have been unfunctionable for like zipping zippers up and doing, you know, just the basic stuff you have to do out there, because you're using your fingers a lot. And another thing I found out was, like I said, I think like over 30-something people got frostbite, and these are people who know what they're doing, like really know. But you're out there, and it wasn't forecast to be that cold, to hit that -40 with that wind chill. And so it was kind of a surprise. I didn't know it, you know. Maybe I wouldn't have bivvied if I knew it was that cold. Or maybe I just keep thinking if I would have done something different. But I did everything pretty right. I mean, you're talking like minutes. Maybe I was minutes slow to get this frostbite on bivvy and you know, taking down my bivvy, compared to getting frostbite or not getting frostbite. Because as soon as they started to get cold, I got them in the gloves. But -40 degrees, you know, that's going to be, I think things are going to freeze twice as fast if it was -20. So it's just, there's no room for error. Anyway, really interesting. But I just want to tell you, like, I am so determined. And you know what it was like? When I was out there, and when my hands were going again, I was like swearing off, at least for a while, anything in the snow. I got to go do something hot. I got to start swimming again. These are things I am going to do again. But I was like, I was going to put them at the forefront but I don't know. I can't stop. I'm possessed. I am possessed. And, you know, and I'm hoping that I'm, you know, motivating you guys, you know, because it is what it takes, you know. If you want to have a mediocre life, just, you know, you just keep being mediocre. If you want to have an awesome life, you just got to push it, you know. Because I love being around those people out there. Those are like, they're tough people, like really tough people. And I love it. They're driven. They're hardcore. They're everything, you know. And it's just great to be in that energy and all that stuff. It motivates me, because you see that, you know, everybody's doing that. I mean, you're talking that. I got to tell you something funny too. So see, here it is. It's that after I got done bivvying, right, and my hands didn't even hurt. They didn't hurt till it started warming up during the day, because they were still, I guess, partly frozen, you know. So I didn't even notice them at night. But after I got done bivvying, it was like, it was so cold though. And then you're kind of doing like this, I don't know what you call it, a zombie march out there. You're just kind of walking, you know. And I came up on, a guy came up behind me, right? It's like, you want to jump in with somebody who comes up behind you because they're going faster than you. If you jump in with somebody who you come up on, that means they're going slower than you, and you're probably going to start going slower if you start talking to them or chat a little bit. So this guy came up behind me, and I was all like fired up, and I looked over, because I've been going hours and hours in this cold with nobody around, you know, pitch black up there. I mean, it's as dark as it can get up there. And I looked over and I said, hey, a friend. That's what I was thinking to myself, a friend. Somebody to maybe do a little bit of chatting to, who's not going slower than me, and can take my mind off of this cold, you know, how cold it is. And it's just, yeah, I can't even explain it, but that cold is just miserable. I mean, you're literally like a zombie walking in it, and you are really, really, really cold, really cold. And I think I was talking with Mike, and we're thinking maybe it's because you don't eat as much, you don't drink as much, because you don't want to put your hands out there. And by doing all that, you just get more cold, you know. Because I did not drink nearly as much nearly as much water as I did from, you know, the first 37 miles. I drank, you know, a pretty good amount of water during the day, and then at night I probably drank half as much water, and that's like a big that's a big dehydrator, which causes, you know, you get a little bit dehydrated, and that causes where you're going to get cold like that. You know, it just like, it kind of like perpetuates itself. That's the worst part, you know. You're cold, you don't feel like drinking. If you don't drink, you get colder, you know, this and that. And same with the eating, you know. So I didn't cut down to nothing, but I definitely cut back because I was so cold and doing that walk. So anyway, I'll tell you this funny part. So this young guy was next to me. We're walking and chatting. He's got great energy, and then all of a sudden, you know, a snowmobile comes up behind us, right? You know, one of the safety guys, and my buddy, and I was like, because I was thinking like, man, I got a friend, man. I could, if I could, you know, a little bit of chat, even just having his energy next to me, somebody who's at least, you know, as strong as me or stronger, helps. You know, it helps you with the company. And then all of a sudden, he jumps out there and starts waving his arm at the snowmobile. Goes, my hands are freezing, I'm done, I quit. I was like, no, don't quit, friend, don't quit. So, and the guy already had two guys on the snowmobile who he was taking out, who had quit. And so, yeah, anyway, it was kind of a bummer. He came back, and my friend was gone. I go, easy come, easy go. Then I'm really tired, and I come up on another guy, and I go, hey, how you doing? And I knew this was not necessarily somebody I wanted to pace with, because they were going slower than me, because I caught him. And he said, he goes, I'm done. I'm exhausted. I'm totally fried. And these guys are out there. They're up, you know, at my pace. You know, not that I'm super fast, but I had a decent pace going though, 3 miles an hour the whole freaking time. You know, 28 hours or something like that. And he was quitting too. But he kept walking, and then it was like in the morning, we both started to fall asleep on our feet at the same time. Literally, like when, you know, like right before daylight, and we were both stumbling. We looked like we were drunk. We were almost bumping into each other, like you literally falling to the left, falling to the right, falling to the left, falling to the right. And he was like, we looked at each other, and he goes, man, I hope this stops at daylight. I go, me too. It was horrible. And then at daylight, it did stop. It stopped. And you don't want to know something else that's kind of cool? I thought, because, you know, like these guys were keeping up with me, because I wasn't even looking at my GPS. I was just so miserable. Wasn't even paying attention. I was just kind of in a survival mode. But these guys were keeping up with me that had quit. And I thought, well, when you mentally quit, you're going to slow down. But I still kept that 3 mile an hour pace, you know. And it wasn't that, and I go, well, how come these guys were able to stay up with me? And then it's like, I thought about it, and I go, because they didn't want to freaking be out there by themselves walking in that cold. They wanted my energy, you know. We all want energy, somebody's energy, or some company out there when you're doing that march in that freaking minus 40 degree windy night and pitch black. And so they were staying with me, and they picked their pace up to stay with me. You know, at least that guy did, and the other guy too. After he quit, he still stayed with me. So it was interesting. Just a few notes, a little humor, little interesting stuff. I wanted to tell you that I'm possessed on doing Aconcagua, and we'll see about Denali. We're gonna see how Aconcagua goes, because that's a big boy right there. That's a big cold boy. Big cold boy. All right, everybody. I'm gonna go take Furley B to the park. Furley B, are we going to the park? Do we like the park? Do you like the park? squirrels. And I thought it was really funny when I first got him that he would go so crazy over squirrels, right? And so I had the window open just like that one time, and I saw a squirrel on the ground, and I yelled, "There's a squirrel!" And he freaking jumped out of the car and rolled. I was only going about 5 miles an hour, but he jumped out of the car after that squirrel and scared the crap out of me. So now I don't point out squirrels unless I got the window up or the leash on him or something. Because he's a daredevil, huh, Furley? You like squirrels? We like the park? You like it all, don't you? I'm looking forward to going to the park with you. Good boy, you good boy. So I hope you can see those birds in the tree, because it's that time of the year again where they stock the lake with fish. You know, and they have these like fishing derbies, and all these kids come out here. And one year I was asking a guy, I said, "Hey, how's the fishing going?" He goes, "Well, I'm not doing that good. The birds are doing way better than me." And I'm thinking like, come on, you're not doing good because that. He goes, "No, the birds get all the fish." I go, "You're kidding me, right?" Well, anyway, those birds in the tree right there, they're never around except when the fish are here. The joke is they must follow the fish truck, you know, that stocks the lake. And those fish, those birds, I thought, oh, well, what are they gonna eat? One fish or do something or whatever? I don't know. But anyway, those are like deep sea fishing birds. And I watched one after that guy told me that, and it went underwater for like 5 minutes. Like just, it never came up. I finally just walked away with Furley, and I go, that guy's telling the truth. Those birds are getting all the fish. I guess they swim really fast underwater. So, and they just, and they gotta follow the truck here. They must go up to the fish hatchery and they follow the truck wherever it goes. I mean, they're smart. All right, that was great. So my coach's instructions were just loosen the legs up, loosen the legs up. You know, I can walk a 16-minute pace pretty easily nowadays, you know, so that was a loosen the legs up. So it was great. Love loosening the legs up. And I'm back, and there's not snow under my feet. It seems weird. I mean, it seems really weird that you can go from where it was just so cold to where it's 70 degrees, like with one, you know, 5 hour, couple plane flights that equal out to like 5 hours. It's pretty amazing. So I'm grateful that you were able to travel like this. It's pretty amazing. Anyway, and I'm grateful for Santa Rosa because it's nice to be in 70-degree weather. I will tell you that right now. Grateful and loosening the legs up. Hey, one thing I forgot to tell you guys was I weighed myself today for the first time in like, I don't know, a couple weeks. I didn't want to obsess about my weight when I was going up the mountain. I mean, excuse me, not up the mountain. When I was doing Arrowhead. And so I quit weighing myself. I ate pretty good, you know. But when I weighed myself when I got back, I was up over 190. It was like 195. I think down there I got to 192 at one point, but I kind of drifted up. I think a lot of it is water weight, but I told myself, I go, I better fast today. And you know, if I'm not doing a huge workout, I'm telling you, I got it down now, man. I can just flip the switch in my head. It's okay, we're not eating today. We're just doing water, that's it. And that's where I'm at. I literally just woke up this morning, I go, wow, that's a little higher than I was thinking. I was thinking it might be, you know, I was hoping like 190, 89 or something. But anyway, it's up. And like I said, I'm pretty sure it's water weight. And if it's water weight, usually these fasts will take it, you know, they'll just take it right off. And then I'll be like, woo, okay. But I said to myself, I said, hey, what's more important, eating or getting up Aconcagua to the top of the mountain? I said, getting to the top of the mountain. So I just put on my fast face. And if I'm only doing like easy workouts, it's pretty easy for me nowadays. I just got it down, man. Just got it down. All right. So what you just saw there was I was attempting to get it down into like the 70s. You know, that's my my oxygen level in the 70s, and I was barely able to get it in the high 80s. So I'm gonna bag it. These are not on my coach's workouts, and it tells me I'm still not strong enough after Arrowhead. I'm not very far, you know. God, when am I out? I'm only out like 5 or 6 days from my race, you know, going 18 hours. Did I go 18 hours? I went like 18, yeah, I believe. No, more than 18 hours. What am I talking about? Like 28 hours. 28 hours in Arrowhead before I dropped with Frostbite, and I'm still not recovered, that tells me. So that was so I'll try it again tomorrow, but I'm gonna. Successful day. So I just did about 40 minutes of stretching and finished my fast day. So that would be right here, right? I love having my big freaking wall chart up again, man. Instead of the little one in the hotel, I love the big one. So we got a fast going. Nice big X. Be curious what my weight is tomorrow. And I leave for Mount Aconcagua on the 11th. Or maybe I leave on the 9th. So it's just like not that far away. All right, everybody, have a great evening. Talk to you tomorrow.